Welcome to the tutorial on business communication. Today the chapter is Essentials of Written Communication. If we want to create an effective and efficient written communication, then we can follow 3 steps. The first one is planning business message. Step 2, writing business message. And step 3, completing business message. By following these 3 steps, we can create effective and efficient written communication. As we have learned, for effective and efficient written communication, we have to plan, we have to write, and we have to complete the written message. And for a successful planning, we have to analyze the situation, we have to gather information, and we have to choose medium and channel, and we have to organize the information. Next, for an effective and efficient writing of the business message, there is a need to adapting to your audience, and you should compose the message. Then for the effective, efficient completing of business message, you have to revise the message, produce the message, proofread the message, distribute the message. So these are the activities under the planning, writing, and completing for the effective and efficient written communication. Let's see the details of these activities. Firstly, for the planning, we have to analyze the situation. And for analyzing the situation, we have to determine what is the purpose of the message. Is it for the informing or persuading or collaborating? Then you have to identify what you want your audience to think or do after receiving the message. After that, make sure your purpose is worthwhile and realistic. Make sure the time is right for your message. Make sure your purpose is acceptable to your organization. Identify the primary audience. Then determine the size and composition of your audience. After that, you have to estimate your audience level of understanding and probable reaction to your message. So these are the things you have to analyze while planning your written message. The next activity under planning is gather information. For effective gathering of information, you have to decide whether to use formal or informal techniques for gathering information. You have to find out what your audience needs to know, provide all required information, and make sure it's accurate, ethical, and pertinent. The next activity under the planning is choose medium and channel. For selecting the best combination of medium and channel for your message, the medium can be the oral, written, and visual, and the channel can be digital or non-digital. On the other hand, you have to consider media richness, formality, media limitations, urgency, cost, and audience preference while selecting your media and channel. There are 6 basic combinations of medium and channel. They are oral medium and in-person channel. Second one is oral medium, digital channel. Third one is written medium, print channel. Fourth one is written medium, digital channel. Fifth one is visual medium, print channel. And the sixth one is visual medium, digital channel. So we can use this combination. The next activity under the planning is organize the information. Whenever you are organizing the information, you should consider the following issues. The first one is define your main idea. Whenever you are defining your main idea, you have to adopt some techniques like brainstorming, journalistic approach. In journalistic approach, you can ask who, what, when, where, why, and how. And the next one is question and answer chain. Next one, storyteller's tour. And the last one, mind mapping. By applying these techniques, you can get your main idea of the written message. Then you have to limit your scope. For limiting your scope, you can choose between direct and indirect approach. Direct approach means first you will show the main idea, then you will present the supporting evidence. And indirect approach is you will show the supporting evidence, then you will focus on the main idea. That is how you can choose the direct and indirect approach. Then outline content by starting with the main idea, adding major points and illustrating the evidence. And look for opportunities to use storytelling to build audience interest. In the second step, that means the writing the business message, the first activity is adapt to your audience. For effective and efficient adaptation to your audience, you can use the you attitude. As for example, instead of using this one like Tuesday is the only day that we can promise quick response to purchase order request. We are swamped to rest of the week. We shouldn't use that type of sentence. Instead of this, you can use you attitude like if you need a quick response, please submit your purchase order request on Tuesday. Then maintain good etiquette through polite communication. As for example, instead of using this like once again you have managed to bring down the entire website through your incompetent programming. Without using that type of language, you can use let's review the last website update to explore ways to improve the process. Then emphasize the positive whenever possible. As for example, instead of using that type of language like it is impossible to repair your laptop today, we shouldn't use that type of language. Instead of this, we can use your computer can be ready by Tuesday. Would you like a loaner until then? The next one is use bias-free language. After that, establish credibility in the eyes of your audience. Project your company's preferred image. Use a conversational but still professional and respectful tone. Use plain language for clarity. As for example, we can see some obsolete phrase and these are the up-to-date replacement. We can see we are in receipt of. Instead of this, we can use we received. And the next one is kindly advise. Instead of using this, we can write please let me or let us know. And for maintaining clarity, we should focus on active voice. Under the second step, the next activity is compose the message. While composing your message, you have to choose strong words that communicate efficiently. And you have to pay attention to the connotative meaning of your words instead of denotative meanings. Denotative meanings means dictionary meaning and connotative meaning means the meaning which is indicating by that word. And the next one is balance abstract and concrete terms to convey your meaning accurately. Abstractions means something intellectual or philosophical. On the other hand, concrete means something that can be touched or visualized. So while composing your message, you have to balance between the abstract and concrete terms. Next one is avoid cliché and trendy buzzwords. As for example, we can see an uphill battle. It's a cliché and buzzwords. Instead of writing this, we can write plain language like a challenge. Another example is writing on the wall. It's a cliché. Instead of writing this, we can use prediction. It's a plain language. And the next one is use jargon. Jargon means technical words which is used in any specific professions. So whenever you are using jargon, you can use jargon only when your audience understands it and prefers it. After that, vary your sentence structure for impact and interest. Develop coherent, unified paragraphs. After that, use transitions generously to help your audience follow your message. And the next one is, as needed, adapt your writing for the limitations of mobile devices. Presently, most of the people use mobile devices. So whenever you are composing your message, you have to consider what would be the size of the text which will adapt the mobile device. Here is one important thing: whenever you are developing coherent and unified paragraphs, you have to focus on three issues. First one is topic sentence. It is the introductory sentence of a paragraph. And in the second stage, you have to write the supporting sentences. In the last stage of your paragraph, you have to do transitions. That means you have to connect your ideas with the surrounding issues. And in the third step, the completing business message, the first activity is revise the message. While revising your message, you have to evaluate content, organization and style and tone. For that purpose, you have to make sure the information is accurate, relevant and sufficient. You have to check that all necessary points appear in logical order. Then you have to verify that you present enough support to make the main idea convincing and compelling. Then be sure the beginning and ending of the message are effective. And after that, make sure you have achieved the right tone for the audience and the situation. Another issue for revising the message is review the readability. And for that purpose, you have to consider using a readability index, but be sure to interpret the answer carefully. Use a mix of short, medium and long sentences. And keep paragraph short. Use bulleted and numbered list to emphasize the key points, and make the document easy to skim with headings and subheadings. Another issue for revising the message is edit for clarity. For that purpose, you have to break up overly long sentences and rewrite hedging sentences. Impose parallelism to simplify reading. Correct dangling modifiers. Reword long noun sequences and replace camouflaged verbs. Clarify sentence structure and awkward references. And the next activity under the completing of business message is produce the message. While producing the message, you have to use effective design elements and suitable layout. And for that purpose, if you want to achieve an effective design, you have to consider the following issues like consistency of margins, typeface, type size, space and other issues. You have to balance between the formality, informality, long sentence, short sentence. You have to restrain to maintain the simplicity. You have to show your message in detail by focusing every point. The next activity under the completing your business message writing is proofread the message. While proofreading the message, you have to look for writing errors of typographical, misspelled, grammatical, punctuation. You should also look for missing elements like missing text sections, missing exhibits like drawing, tables, photographs, charts, graphs, online images, etc. And you have to also check any missing source notes, copyright notices and other reference items. As well as for the proofreading purpose, you have to look for design, formatting and programming mistakes like incorrect or inconsistent font selection, problem with column sizing, spacing and alignment, incorrect margins, incorrect special characters, clumsy line and page breaks, problem with page numbers, problem with page headers and footers, lack of adherence to company standards, inactive or incorrect links, missing files. These are the issues you have to focus while proofreading the message. And the last activity under the completing your business message is distribute the message. While distributing your business written message, you have to choose the channel. And whenever you are choosing channel, you have to consider some issues like cost, convenience, time, security, and privacy. These are the all issues under the 3-step writing process of business message. Thank you.